Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're continuing our listen through to Band-MAIKO. Now this is an EP I've been looking forward to listening to for a very long time. It's a combination, as you guys know if you've been checking out the other videos, I'll just say it quickly, of two things I really love: traditional Japanese music and rock music, especially when it's delivered by a group like Band-Maid, who I just love their sound. Now, as we've said before, I know that they haven't actually got, to the best of my knowledge, real Japanese musicians on here. They've programmed the Japanese instruments, but they've been doing it using sound fonts, collections of sounds plugged into a keyboard that are basically recordings of real Japanese instruments. So, it doesn't sound fake, it doesn't sound tacky, if you accept it's not being played by a real musician, but basically being programmed into a computer through a keyboard. Assumedly through a keyboard, they might have just programmed it in on the screen. Who knows? I don't know. Is it relevant? No. The main thing is so far this album has been really appealing to me, because it's, like I say, it's brought together things I really like, but being, as we are, always honest and critical and as even-handed as, doing the subjective and the objective at the same time, I have to admit that in places I think it could have been done better. They've crushed a lot of the sounds by not pulling their punches, by not pulling back a little bit on some of the things. Some of the songs have been delivered so full-on in their almost original format that we haven't had room to hear those additional Japanese instruments come through. It's just kind of sounded muddy in places. In other places it's really worked. And I did hear Gyeoncho, which was a fantastic song, which I believe was written specifically for this album. That's the last track on this, but we'd already heard it before I got my hands on a copy of this EP, because we heard it with the music video. And that kind of just shows that they are really good at doing this. They can do that fusion really, really well. But it does seem like, I wonder if it's the studio staff or if it's the executive producers, some sort of connection between the record label. It seems they're a little bit scared to pull back on their own songs and deliver a, shall we say, less heavy version of their own songs to give room for this experiment to breathe. And I'm not so inclined to place that at the door of Band-Maid. I suspect that's more of a production or a mixing decision. I know some of the mixing has been rather guitar heavy on this, considering what the experiment actually is. But anyway, we're going to jump into one which I am really struggling to say this, because as I was saying before at the end of the last video when I was trying to introduce this one, and by the way, you can check out all of the videos on the listen along to the... So I just got a delivery halfway through saying that. That's the first time that's ever happened. Where was I? Yes. So this is a song I've really had trouble pronouncing the name of, because it's a Japanese name, written in English, written downwards, and for some reason I just can't pronounce it. So let's give it a go. It's Akasimahen. Akasimahen. Why is it so difficult to say? I don't know. I'm kind of conversational in Japanese now, and I still can't say that. Alright, so anyway, here is Akasimahen, as delivered by Band-MAIKO. Let's see how this goes. Again, loving these intros. See how great it works when you give room for it. It works beautifully. That's amazing. Just such a beautiful intro here. Little trick drop there and everything, brilliant.
言葉じゃ見つからへんほど込み上げはるこない想いいつかは過去になるんだ 戻す時間は流れるアンサーを強い方やさかい嘘つき自分にさいなら気にしはるんは無駄やさかい迷わず選ぶ
Now I'm going to say straight from the beginning that I actually don't know if I know the original version of this song. It's not immediately ringing bells. Now that could be a good sign in itself, just for how different it is. Or maybe I haven't heard the original. But still, this is working so much better. Yeah, that is a roaring success there. Now, like I say, I can't off the top of my head tell if that's actually a song I've heard them before. I imagine, considering the format of this album, I must have heard that song before, or maybe it's an album track from an album that I haven't actually covered yet. But that is just, that works. And the reason being is whatever the original, if there is, sounds like, that is not what this is. This is not them paying a homage to themselves. This is an experimentation. Now you listen to a large part of this song, and you know, a lot of the things that we accept as being part of Band-Maid, you know, sort of the heavy guitars, the big drums and everything, is taken out. Now, it's maybe, like I say, again, I accept maybe there's original where it's like that to begin with, but obviously a lot of the sounds that were in this, I'm assuming couldn't have been in any original Band-Maid song, because, you know, for the best part, almost all of the instrumentation was coming from your traditional style Japanese percussion, or a koto, or a shamisen, or a shakuhachi, or those sort of three main sounds. That's basically what you had here, and it worked brilliantly. It worked brilliantly as its own song. Now, obviously, I love all of the members of Band-Maid as musicians. They're fantastic. I love what they do, and you know, Akane's drumming, I think, is one of the most fantastic things you can hear, and I would love to hear her in every single song. But like I said before, when you're doing an EP like this, where you're basically lampooning yourself but also doing a musical experimentation, you're not erasing the original. You're doing a different version, so you need to be brave about it. And with this, like I say, I off the bat, I can't tell if it's an original or not, but I do just think we need to say that isn't that fantastic to hear? Isn't it great to hear a song where, you know, the Band-Maid elements that, you know, sonically we rely on, the sonic elements of Band-Maid, you know, the heavy rock thing, is taken away, replaced by something different, and yet it still works. You know, you can still say Band-Maid did a really good job of this song, even though it doesn't sound anything like you'd expect from Band-Maid. And, you know, this whole EP, when you do something like this, you're giving yourselves an excuse to avoid your normal sound, to be something else for a while. I mean, the whole fact that they dressed up differently and changed the band name, as I said, it's because they were having a bit of a joke, but it was an excuse to be someone else. And that's kind of what you want to hear on this. You want to hear them do that. We know they're good at being them, so anything on this album that shows that they're good at doing something different is a really good use of this time. And as much as I liked the other songs I've heard so far, with a sort of a feeling of, oh, maybe that could have been done better in places, or, you know, was that really the best way to execute that? But basically saying, well, look, I love the elements of this, but maybe they're not put together in a way that I 100% agree with. This, regardless of where this song came from, this just clicked. Everything worked there. Everything felt like, you know, there was no point where I was going, oh, they could have done that better, or they could have done that differently, or that doesn't really work for me. This just sounded like that's the way it was meant to be. Maybe it was, but I'm pretty sure that, with exception to Gyoncho, these are all re-renditions of songs that they've done previously. So you guys, get in the comments as usual. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you disagree. Tell me what your feelings are on this in general. Are you happy with the overall with the Band-Maiko experiment? Did you want to see them do something different? What are your thoughts? As usual, get in there. Like, dislike if you want, but you better leave a comment if you dislike, because you've got to get involved in that discussion and tell us why. subscribe if you're really nice. And like I say, there is a link in the description which will take you to a playlist of the track by track we're doing of the Band-MAIKO EP. And this is not the only CD we've done track by tracks of. We've done reviews of lots of other Band-Maid songs as well, other bands, all kinds of things. Get involved, like I say. So until we see you next time, which will hopefully be on the next track, I'm really looking forward to this. This is a Band-MAIKO version of Screaming. I got my fingers crossed. My expectations are perhaps a bit too high, but I'm really excited about that one. Until you join us on that or any of the other videos, thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, from here in Japan, ciao, ciao for now.